When I was looking for a cheap truck, I wanted a small vehicle. Last year I got a Land Cruiser from Toyota. This year I wanted a domestic truck, but I thought a small mini truck would be a cool truck to start with, and I found this 93 Chevy S10. What I wanted to do with this truck was start with something small, light, and see what I could do to make it better off-road. A truck like this, with almost 180 to 190,000 miles, 20 years old, it's seen some abuse over the years. This was actually some sort of government truck. There's like a random sticker on the door that's been painted over. The kid I got it from, he had done a few things to upgrade it, but for the most part, it's pretty much a stock truck. What I want to do is kind of see what we can do on a budget, but before we even touch any of that stuff, we're going to take it off-road. Once we know what it can do in stock form, then we can figure out what we really need to do to upgrade it to make it better. Inside a lot of these older trucks, there's a sticker, and if you look up the number on that sticker on the internet, it can tell you all types of things about the truck, like what the paint code is, what the axle ratios are, and if it has a limited slip differential. Now this truck, the sticker's long gone, so what I'm gonna have to do is drive it through this little V-notch and see if the tires spin or if it keeps driving and pushes the truck up through. That'll tell me whether or not it has limited slip. Even though we're not making it up the trail, both tires are spinning, so it feels like the truck is trying to get some traction. The tires are probably aired up to street pressure and they're almost bald. And there's also no weight in the bed of the truck. So all of these things means the truck doesn't want to climb. I'm going to put it in four-wheel drive and see if that helps it get up. Otherwise, I'm going to have to back up into the weeds and get a run at it. Four-wheel drive got us up this little hill climb. But once we were rolling and we really twisted it up and got this tire off the ground, it was spinning and this tire was not. So either the limited slip is not working right or there's no limited slip in this truck at all. Basically, we can't depend on any sort of limited slip in the back end. The front end has no limited slip either because that wasn't really an option. So all we have is four-wheel drive, which with open differentials, which we think we have, means we really only have two-wheel drive. One-wheel drive in the rear, one-wheel drive in the front. But that's better than nothing at all. Oh boy, look at that. Our flares are already rubbing the tires and it's not even compressing the suspension. So we're going to have to, at the very least, remove this flare, and then we may have to get in here and start trimming body panels as well. If you look at the distance of the shock that's still showing, there's about 4.5 to 5 inches of shock shaft showing. So you figure the tire is going to come up that far. We may be able to get away with it right here, so we may not have to trim the top, but I think we're definitely going to have to trim some of this, or at the very least get this flare off and see how much space we have in between there. We might get lucky in the rear. The front, because the tires turn, I think we're definitely going to be cutting more. After we remove this flare, you can see there's an inch gap between the wheel well opening and the tire. And as the suspension compresses, the tire is actually going to move up and backwards because the shackle in the back will swing backwards. So I'm pretty sure we're not going to have to trim anything on the front of this. The tire is definitely going to swing back into this, but if we want to trim some of that off, we may even trim it all the way up to here and get a lot more departure angle. The rear bumper on our S10 sticks out past the tailgate a good 7 inches, which is great if you're in a fender bender. Not so great when you're out on the trail because every inch that hangs out over the back of the truck is an inch that you can get hung up on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the rear bumper off of the truck. It actually bolts onto the frame. Pull the license plate off, pull these little lights off so we can reuse all that. Maybe we'll mount it right to the tailgate. And then I'm going to see how close we can get to the back of the truck and maybe put just a piece of tubing in there as a bumper. We may even go so far as to cut the back of the truck and section it to shorten up the whole back end so that if this is our departure angle now, we can bring it up to here if we lose the bumper, and if we bring the back of the truck up even further, we can get even more departure angle. All of that allows us when we're doing that hill climb and the bottom drops in, or if you're coming off an obstacle, you're not going to get caught up on this, and you can do a little bit more off-road.
Go!
Wah, wah, wah. My truck is too cheap.
Go!
Finally, I'm getting somewhere in this thing. Your score
was faster than Fred by
Holy moly.
3.8 seconds with a 40.9. I think I did the math right there.
Yeah.
You're faster than Fred. And Harry with the mud bog truck. He hit all the cones right, hit all the gates right. Really did a bad job off the start.
Yeah, it kind of bogged off the start. I didn't want to have to shift. I kept in second the whole time.
So you could air it out.
It's
Good
a bogger.
job.
It's gonna bog.
And Harry's time tied with Fred.
No.
That means I won.
Rick won.
Are you factoring in style points?
Dust Dog ready! Dirthead ready! On your mark! Get set! Go! That was easy. No replacement for displacement. The big American V8 letter E, and it was over that fast.
I smelled nitrous.
That was sick.
You nitrous?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what? That was quick enough. I almost feel like this is like a best 2 out of 3 type event.
I think so.
I think we should definitely line them up and try it again.
We're all dressed up. Let's dance.
Dust Dogs ready! Dirtheads ready! On your mark! Get set! Go! We got nothing. They're at a complete total standstill. Nothing but a dust bowl here. If I'm putting my money on anyone, it's the Liberty. He's slowly making some traction on this one. Done!
How'd we do?
You moved. I'm gonna give it to the dirt heads on this one. Hey! One more time, fellas. One more time. We're gonna go ahead and give her the beans right now. Final showdown. See who comes out on top. Dust Dogs ready. Dirt heads ready. On your mark. Get set. Go.
Oh my God.
American Muscle and nitrous oxide came out on top. Dust Dogs for the win!
Yeah!
Yeah! Oh, too much enthusiasm. Sorry. All right, here are the rules. First of all, hydration. Nobody's allowed to die. Second rule, this is your line. You veer off, you're out. You veer off that way, you're also out. I want nothing but wood foot and patriotism all the way through this thing. Dirthead, engage.
Yeah. So they got to try and beat this point here.
That totally didn't go as planned. Fred hit that thing like a sack of potatoes and broke all the stuff in the front end. This is where we're camped tonight.
Good thing we brought this K5 Blazer along to pull you out of this sticky situation.